And so real quick, I've got up there on the board 3 geometric sequences. And I've got down below it, it says these are not geometric sequences. So what I want you to do is I'm going to give you about a minute right now. I want you to look at geometric sequences and that these are not geometric sequences lists. And I want you to determine what you think classifies a sequence as being geometric. Okay, so got about a minute. Okay, so what do you notice about the geometric sequences? You multiply to get what? The next number, right. So like on this top one, what would you multiply by? 2. Okay, so what would you multiply by on the next one? 3. What about the next one?
4.
-4. Yep, good. So if you look at those below, you don't multiply by any number to get the next one. And so that's actually what a geometric sequence is. Okay? The first term is not 0. It can't be 0 because if you multiply anything by 0, you'll get 0 again. So the first term cannot be 0. How you find a geometric sequence is you multiply the previous number by the same number. And we call that number the common ratio. Okay? We multiply the previous number by the same number. And we call that the common ratio. So if we start with 3, and let's just say my common ratio would be, I don't know. Let's go 4. Actually, let's go 5. What would the next term be? 15. And then 75. And then 375. Okay? Oh, actually 325, sorry. No, it's 375, I think. Try 375. Okay, so that is how you find a geometric sequence. Okay, now real quick, with that in mind, and you don't need to necessarily worry about writing these down right here, but let's just talk about arithmetic sequences. What do you notice now between arithmetic sequences and not arithmetic sequences? You add. So like you add what? Like what would I add in the top one? 1. What would I add in the second one? 2.
3.
And 3. And so I'm adding a number now instead of multiplying it. So let's go ahead and look at this one. An arithmetic sequence is as follows. You add the previous number by the same number. So it's essentially along the same lines as a geometric sequence, except for with the geometric, you multiply. With an arithmetic, you add. And we call this one the common difference, not the common ratio. Okay? So we call this one the common difference. So with the geometric, you multiply. With an arithmetic, you add. So this time let's do the 5 again. What would my next number be? 8, then what? 13, then 18. So which of the two seems to grow the fastest? The geometric, because you're multiplying. Okay. At least with this example. So let's go ahead and look at this question. Is this sequence arithmetic, geometric, or neither? And you're probably wondering, well, what about neither? This is it. If it's not arithmetic and it's not geometric, it's got to be neither. Okay, so go ahead. Tell me, is that an arithmetic sequence, a geometric sequence, or neither? And this one's kind of tricky. Okay, so we'll see how well you did. Is it not working? Did you turn it on and off?
Oh, there.
So let's see what the answer is. Ooh. Like I said, this one was kind of tricky, so let's think about that. How could it be geometric? What am I doing to 256 to get 128? By 2. What's the same thing as dividing by 2? Multiplying by 1/2. So if I take 128 and multiply it by 1/2, I'm going to get 64. If I take 64 and multiply it by 1/2, I'm going to get 32. So it's not just necessarily multiplying by a single number. It could also be a fraction. So let's try another one. 7, 11, 15, and 19. Is that arithmetic, geometric, or neither? A, nice job. Arithmetic. So what is my common difference in that problem? 4. Good job. Okay. Arithmetic, geometric, or neither? Arithmetic, nice job. What's your common difference on this one? 5. You're adding 5 every time. Arithmetic, geometric, or neither? Okay, geometric. Good job. For those of you that answered yes on that one, what's my common ratio? So what do I multiply by? -5. Now one of the things I like to do is I like to pick one that I can recognize right away. So to me, I look at this and I say, oh, I think that's multiplying by -5, and then I check the other ones. Okay, so then I say, oh, do I take -2 times -5 to get 10? Yep. Do I take -50 times -5 and get 250? So I pick kind of one of the ones that's maybe a little obvious or a little bit easier to do in my head, and that's how I solve those. Okay, let's try this one. 1, 3, 12, and 60. 1, 3, 12, and 60. So is that an arithmetic sequence, a geometric sequence, or neither? And the answer is C, neither. Nice job. We don't add the same number because if we would add the same number, all we have to do is look at the first one. Here I add 2, but I don't add 2 to get 3. Okay? Here I multiply by 3, but 3 times 3 isn't 12. So those are the 2 checks you make. Okay? So now, real quick, this is going to be the last thing we talk about today, And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and continue with this tomorrow. But let's go ahead and look at this one. It says find the next 3 terms in each sequence. Okay, find the next 3 terms in each sequence. My first sequence is 1, -4, 16, -64. So what I want to do is I want to find what are the next 3 numbers that go in place. So this is the way to start. We're going to decide if this is an arithmetic or a geometric sequence. What is it? Geometric. What are you doing every time? You're multiplying by -4. So I'm going to start here with -64. And I'm going to multiply by -4. So what is -64 times -4? 256. Now I'm going to do the same thing to get the next number. I'm going to take it times -4. And what do you get? -1024. Do the same thing to get the last term, which is what? 4096. And there you go. All right, let's look at the next statement. I need to find the next 3 terms. So is this an arithmetic or a geometric sequence? Geometric, what are you doing every time? Dividing by 3, which is the same as multiplying by what? 1/3. So if I take 1/3 times 1/3, here's the easy way to do that, guys. What's 1 times 1? 1, because that goes on top. What's 3 times 3? 9. Okay, we're going to do that same thought here. If I take this times 1/3, 1 times 1 is 1. 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, take the next one times 1/3. 1 times 1 is 27 times 3 is 81. And there are your next 3 terms. Okay, so let's review again real quick. Arithmetic sequence, what do you do to each and every number? You add the same number, called the common difference. What do you do with the geometric? Multiply by the same number, called the common ratio. Nice job. Okay, like I said, we're going to continue with this tomorrow. And so what's going to happen is if you want to go ahead and get started on your assignment, it's going to be on page 441, and it's going to be 14 through 31. Now, once again, you aren't going to be able to do this whole assignment, but you'll be able to do parts of it.